studies program is the one that you guys are seemingly interested in, and it is the one in lieu of expulsion. The kids really never leave your roles. I would have a homeroom inside of each of your schools. So they would move from their homeroom into a Pinnacle homeroom, but they would attend school at a different building. They would be with us. So attendance has to be reported to your district, and keeping in mind that it's going to be on a 260-day calendar as opposed to, a lot of these kids, some of them won't need a 260-day calendar, but they have to be successful. They have to be able to see that just because the school year ends, if they have not been successful in their curriculum, then their days aren't over. They have to finish. That's the accountability part of this. What we want is for them to see that they are responsible. They have accountability, integrity, they have self-awareness, and they achieve excellence. They go through the phases of the program, and for them to be able to go through those phases, they need to show us and demonstrate that they are proficient in each one of the stages that we have them move through as they stay with us and grow. The 30-day transition students are students who are coming to us from DYS custody. So instead of having them come directly back into the schools from DYS custody, they would have to have 30 successful days with us. And successful days meaning their behavior is in check, their grades are in check, they are attending class. Truancy, again, is something we are trying to avoid. So if they stay home for 30 days, that wasn't 30 successful days. That doesn't count. So we want their daily attendance, and we want them to understand that they have to be responsible for that. Evidence-based services. The cognitive behavior modification, the trauma-focused cognitive behavior therapy, and the components of dialectical and behavior therapy are all family systems are in place here as they're in school. So there's not need for therapy sessions outside of the school time. It's all accomplished in school. And you get to know these kids and their families pretty comprehensively. It's a very important part of what we're doing. The students and the, in part, to begin the assessments, that you would refer these students to us. The diagnostics and the assessments start immediately for the parents and the students, or the guardians and the students. AccuSess we use to determine where they need to be placed and where prescriptively we have to begin in their remediation. And then the psychosocial and therapy counseling would all take place. A treatment plan is formulated. It's comprehensive, so it includes education and therapy. And then that way we can, every 90 days, measure where we are with each and every one of those students. Our students, we staff our students on a weekly basis. Everyone in the school is discussed by the entire team. So we meet twice a week and especially discuss the kids that are not succeeding, the ones who are not successful, and what do we have to do to change their treatment plan to have them successful. So it's going to be a comprehensive approach, and we get regular reports of where these students are. The individual treatment plans, again, are going to include drug testing, alcohol and drug counseling, group therapy, individual therapy, and social services. Basically, the treatment plan or the individual learning plan looks very similar to an IEP. It's pretty comprehensive. Goals have to be measurable. The interventions, the academic interventions, are individualized, and it's very differentiated. So each student, we're going to look at each student and place them where they need to be. They're not going to necessarily be in a 6th grade class. There may be 6th, 7th, and 8th graders in a particular class. They're not going to always be working on the same subject at the same time. We don't want them to feel like they're in competition. Small labs are used when we can get a group together, because we do want them to work together. Project-oriented work is going to be very important. We want them to be social. We want them to learn how to socialize. But that has to come in time. The dynamics of the classroom are pretty important, especially in this population. So to maintain order and control in this difficult population, they have to earn that ability to be able to work in small groups. We want to keep them pretty individual in the beginning. But, and that being said, they do come together as a group. They do function as a school. They do have group and school projects, and we think that that's really important in their socialization. But getting them to be able to be social and understand that they may have had a large gang fight that got them put into the same place. How do we restoratively resolve the issues that they have, and have them still function in our school and not have